Okay, so first of all, I just want to cover what we're going to talk about today. We're going to give you a little update on what's going on with the national real estate market. That will be a little bit longer than the other updates because there's a lot more data available on a national scale than there is on a local scale. We're also going to give you an update on Lake County since your association is primarily based in Lake County. I know you do business in other communities as well. We're going to update you on the overall Chicagoland market. We're going to talk about what has changed in the industry, including buyers' desires due to the COVID situation, and what is the outlook for the real estate market in 2021 and some future opportunities for investors we've identified, and then review what Mina will be able to do to help you guys if you need help from a broker. So first is the national market. And Mark Fleming, chief economist at First American, said the housing has experienced a strong V-shaped recovery and is now exceeding pre-pandemic levels, which is definitely true, and the next chart will demonstrate that. So 83% of the economists say we're either in a Nike swoosh-shaped recovery or a V-shaped recovery, which means it'll be a fairly rapid recovery, and that's exactly what we're seeing. This is the Housing Market Recovery Index. And we can see right when the pandemic started, we were on track to have a very strong spring for the year. And by the time we got to into March, early April, it was just falling fast. And then when we got to about the last week of May, here locally, we noticed an uptick, and that showed in the national numbers as well. So why are we having this uptick at this point? Well, there's a lot of demand. Buyers are demanding properties. We have a lot of people moving from cities, from urban areas to suburbs because they want a little more space. They feel safer having their families have a little bit more safe space between them. So there's a lot of demand. There's a supply issue. There's not as much on the market, and price is actually going up, and time on market is going down. So nationally, it's definitely a seller's market situation. Year over year, key metrics. Nationally, we have over 60% more showings than we did the prior year. And applications for mortgages are up. Pending deals are up. Existing home sales are up. And new home sales are way up. There's a big demand for new home sales. Yet existing inventory and new home inventory is way down. So that explains why we're in a seller's market condition through most of the country. And in the United States, total spending by consumers has picked up to almost pre-pandemic levels. So we can see that in April, the consumer spending was down almost 32%, and now we're down about 4%. So we've made a lot of ground, and the consumers are spending money again. And change in consumer spending, we can see based on state by state that in Illinois, we're looking at about an 8% reduction in consumer spending currently. So we're more than the national average, but we're not one of the worst states. Unemployment rate, we can see how it spiked in April, and it's gradually been coming down, and now we're below 10%. So that is a good trend to see. Unfortunately, we do expect that many of the job losses are going to become permanent as companies either permanently eliminate positions or some companies go out of business or there's mergers and acquisitions going on. Unemployment comparison. So are we in a depression or a recession? And the reality is it's not going to be a long-term one. We're looking at 4 months right now of unemployment greater than 9%. We're already less than that. It shouldn't bump back up higher than that, we don't think. So we're looking at a relatively short recession, a relatively short period of high unemployment.